Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Shibit and Sibit. I'm here today with Pavel Prata. He is our product manager and the head of the Paralect Accelerator program, which just wrapped up. The projects are launched. We're still helping out with both the founders to sort of support their products. On the one hand, we have some marketing support for Viska. On the Nudge side, we still have some development going on. Tell me a little bit about your experience in the accelerator and what it was like for the first version to sort of get it off the ground and get it started.
Yep, so generally I feel happy and proud to be part of these two startups. We've come a long way from two promising ideas in June to fully functional working MVPs in October. So we achieved our main goal. So we designed, built and launched products in 4 months, and we met founders' expectations. So this is the main indicator of success. And moreover, we got a lot of feedback from team, from the founders. So we'll already know how to improve our accelerator in the future. And now we are preparing for the batch number 2.
Yeah, and from my side, I can say that it was super fun to be part of the marketing and sort of communicate with the founders a lot. I got to talk to Mohammed, I got to talk to Julie several times, and for me, it was the first time that I've really had a chance to grow that relationship with founders that are working together with Paralect. So it was super informative to what I do here, and I look forward to meeting more and talking with more founders. There are just like tons of accelerator programs though and incubator programs around the world now. What are some of the characteristics that make Paralect's accelerator stand out from the rest? Or what are some of the really good examples that we're sort of trying to become more like?
Yeah, that's a good question. And before we get started, our accelerator number 1, we spend a lot of time for research on how other accelerators, incubators, startup programs work in general, what kind of responsibilities both parties take, and what accelerators expect from founders, what founders expect from accelerators, and how they structure their relationships. And we found out that you can imagine the whole accelerator expertise in 100%. And you can, just an example, imagine Techstar Accelerator, and they provide 50% marketing and sales, 20% engineering, 20% leadership and fundraising, and just 10% like minor legal and finance support. And I think this batch, we were like 75% technically, 15% marketing and sales, and just 10% we helped with fundraising. So I believe that these parameters differ us from them. And also we have minimum requirements to the founders. We are ready to review solo founders even without technical or product background, and we take less equity than our accelerators and incubators.
For sure, yeah. And when I was talking with Igor about this idea, before it even launched, the goal was sort of to be more of a technically focused accelerator. So it sounds like we met that goal. Anything that you can say about batch 2 in terms of changes? What would you like to see us improve in our accelerator?
Yeah, but we will still looking for pre-seed startups from United States and Europe mostly. I think that we will improve our go-to-market strategy, our marketing expertise, grow marketing and fundraising in general. And our main goal is to polish our process to deliver better value for founders from one batch to another.
Sounds great. And in other news, aside from the accelerator projects launching, our founders and Igor, the CTO, and a couple other people are in Portugal, or were in Portugal, at the Web Summit. And they're meeting with Shkor, who I've interviewed here as well, to talk about new partnerships, new opportunities with DEIP and VDI and the Web3 Academy that's coming up in Warsaw, so that's super cool. Another one of our projects, Exopulse, is a German project that we've been working on, and they've just recently been on a pretty cool Spanish TV show. I saw it on their social media channels, where they actually show the projects and Exopulse, the product. Exopulse is like a full body suit that helps people with neurological diseases to move more easily and with less pain. So it's a pretty interactive product. We're working on the app and for the doctors and the patients and the admin side. So we're not actually building the suit, but it's a really cool project to be involved in. And I wish those guys the best of luck. One thing I sort of noticed in my time here, and it came to light as you were talking about the accelerator, is our technical background is very strong. We've proven that over a decade of making great products, designing beautiful products, and they go on to be successful. But one area I think we could really improve is our go-to-market strategy and our assistance and support of founders in go-to-market and marketing campaigns. What do you think about that, and how are you going to sort of improve that in the next batch?
Yep, so that's for sure. We're going to improve our expertise, and we are planning to hire new people in our team, in our accelerator, but at the same time we're going to extend our network of partners, and I believe that some successful entrepreneurs and people with a VC background will join us soon.
Awesome. Well, that sounds really exciting. Along the way with the accelerator, Paralect has sort of repositioned itself, not sort of, but has completely repositioned itself as a venture studio from being a full-service product agency. Why was that change necessary, and what does it mean for the company?
If you want to survive in this dynamically changing world, you need to change. And we've been gathering product development expertise for 12 years. We know how to build products, and now we know how to launch products. And you can tell me that the right way for us is to become a product company, build one product and polish it from day to day. But we don't want to do that. So we prefer to put all eggs into different buckets and own some equity of these products. We want to born companies and grow companies from day to day.
All right, and venture studios is becoming a bit more of a popular term, or startup studio, or product studio, and it has a rather large and variable definition. What does it mean for us? What are sort of the main characteristics of Paralect's venture studio?
Right, so looking ahead, I can say that Paralect Venture Studio is an organization that systematically build, launch, grow, and fund new startups using our internal resources, network, and expertise. And I think that in the near future we will become more product-oriented rather than just technical-oriented. We want to improve our VC background and, as I said before, marketing as well. So I think that's it.
Right. And you've discussed this idea and this change, and we've discussed it in different formats, but on our Slack channel you opened up an opportunity for people to ask questions about what the venture studio means for Paralect, and let's run through some of those that we got from our teammates.
Let's go.
So, one person asked, what change will we see as employees, as just regular team members that are already on project teams throughout the company? What changes can they expect in their day-to-day?
I think that some entrepreneurs in our company will be born in the near future, and at the same time we will provide them an opportunity to move from one department to another department just to change their role. So for example, if I'm a product manager and I thought to be to become a web designer, I can move to another department in our venture studio, in our product lab, and change my role for a limited period of time. So I think these are the main changes that we will have.
Sounds good. All right. Another person asked, what main skills do we need to learn as a company to become a successful venture studio?
Frankly, I think that we need to improve our process in general, and first of all, we should build this process. We should build all stages of how venture studios work, and we need to improve our validation expertise, our product management expertise, go-to-market, growth marketing, fundraising, etc.
All right. And will this change affect the cultures and values at Paralect? It seems like the employees here, by and large, really enjoy the team environment, they enjoy the company environment. They leave and then come back in a few months because they realize that Paralect is a really great place to work. So do you think that it will change? And I hope it'll be for the better, if anything, right?
Yeah, and I believe that in the near future, a lot of our employees will dive deeper in the startup culture. I think we will change their mindset, and after that they will be ready to found their own companies.
Sure. It was a question that I raised actually pretty early on when I joined Paralect almost 3 years ago now. I was talking with one of the heads and one of the leaders of the company, and I asked him, it seems like on Twitter and on LinkedIn, it seems like people that are really good at engineering in product teams, eventually they want to go on and start their own business. They want to become entrepreneurs. They start a side hustle. It turns into something, profitable, and they eventually grow that. And I asked him if that was a common thing for engineers and developers here, and he said, not really. It seemed maybe there's a cultural difference. Maybe it's just a trend that hasn't caught on yet. But you think that'll sort of become more popular?
Yeah, because I know many people in this company who dream to become an entrepreneurs and launch their own companies in the future. And I think with our venture studio initiative, with the new business unit, we will provide them this opportunity. So you can come to us, share your startup idea, and then you can become a CEO of this startup.
Super. I look forward to seeing, more of our colleagues really take that path and grow in their opportunities and their startups. That would be really cool to see. And also to use their products. So one other question, and this one was actually mine. Can we as employees contribute to funding the venture side of the venture studio? Can we make micro investments? Would it be like all pulled together? Would Paralect as a company incentivize that in any way? What's your vision for that? And maybe it hasn't been all ironed out yet.
I believe that it's possible, but actually I can't answer on this question for now, specifically in details, because we had a lot of finance and legal restrictions. But looking ahead, I can say that we're working on option pool program for our employees. It means that in the near future, all people who work on different products into venture studio or accelerator, they will have an opportunity to take a little piece of equity from each product.
Sounds promising. Yeah, I think that's really the thing that aligns incentives in startup teams really strongly is having some ownership stake in the business itself. So it would be cool to see that happen here in some way, and it'd be great to be a part of it. Talking about the different ways that VC funds are structured, there are so many options now. Earlier this week, Sequoia announced they're now a rolling fund or an evergreen fund, or however they rebranded it, right? So we've got micro investments that are opening up to more people. It seems like the restrictions to getting into VC are coming down all the time via new pathways for people to invest their money. What is Paralect's strategy looking into all these options and saying, how are we going to fund these products? And how are we going to gather funds from interested investors?
You know, we started thinking about these business units like a few weeks ago, and we believe that it will be a syndicate or a rolling fund rather than a typical VC, but Paralect will play as a general partner or lead investor, and our strategy is to invest in two directions. The first direction includes products inside our ecosystem. So we will fund our product agency, we will fund our venture studio and our accelerator. But at the same time, the second direction includes direct investments into different products on the market together with our partners. Yeah, I believe that we will develop this way.
Is there any interest so far in sort of the acquiring startups via like micro acquire or something like that? I know that Harmony Venture Funds, who's kind of associated with us, we probably can't talk about that, but Harmony Venture Funds, for example, just they bought Copy AI or CopySmith.
CopySmith, yeah.
They bought CopySmith, for example, micro acquire, and now are developing the product. Is there an eye towards that approach within Paralect? Are we looking for products that really the ideas have promise, but maybe they just need a little bit of help technically, or their design could be better, and we could quickly improve and grow the product?
Yeah, we were looking for promising startups together with other partners, and we don't want to invest just money. We want to provide as much value as we can. We even can help with the employees, so if they need some engineers, we can provide this help. After we improved our expertise in go-to-market and growth marketing, we can help them.
Once we have gathered other people's money to play with, right? That's always the best idea, is to spend other people's money. How will we do that? We've already touched on some of the ideas, but what about the Product Lab? You guys have been doing the Product Lab along with sort of the end of the accelerator program. Tell us a little bit about that, and what were some of the results from the early sort of batches that you did?
Yeah, so I can explain it in example of Venture Studio, so how our Venture Studio works, and I would like to take everything into pieces. So our Venture Studio process includes 5 main steps. So the first step is scouting, and the main goal of this step is to detect the most promising startups, and we can do that using our internal resources, or we can attract founders from outside the Paralect. So the second step is validation. So if we find the promising ideas, we can come to the validation lab that equals ProductLab. And we want to prove that people will buy and use this product. And if we get 2 green flags, so we will move this product to our investment committee, which will include C-level managers and some people from our advisory board, and we make a decision invest in this product or not, and we take money from our VC fund. And then we move this product to the third stage. It's a building stage. We develop the product, and then we move it to the fourth stage, the scaling stage, where our team of product managers and marketers grow this product, and sometimes we even going to hire an external CEO to grow this product. And then we want to continuously support this product. So this is the fifth stage, support stage.
All right. Some people have said that, and I've read about the Product Lab, that the main challenge is to get together enough good ideas in order to explore whether they're worth validating, whether they are validated by the market. let's say that someone within Paralect brings an idea to ProductLab and it passes through the first two stages. What would that person's role look like if that product team were to form around that idea and that product were to launch and be built and launched as an MVP and then scaled? Would that person have the ability to either be on the team in their current role? If they're a designer, they would be the designer on the team, or if they're an engineer, they would be an engineer on the team. What would that look like?
So currently our product lab includes like four or three people per one product for validation. They are product manager, business analyst, UI UX designer, and no-code engineer. So this is a guy who built a landing page without code and set up different integrations. And in the near future, we are going to hire user acquisition manager just to put the traffic of these websites. And we're also going to hire some people in our scouting lab, because for now we are scouting all ideas using our internal resources from C-level managers, from some employees, and from our partners. But we are going to improve this process, and so that is why we want to hire like real analytics from VC funds, from accelerators, and I think they will bring us to another level of idea scouting.
All right, sounds good. So all of these sort of initiatives combine and all these business units combine into what you've called the Paralect Launch Ecosystem. What do you mean by that? Obviously an ecosystem is something that supports itself via all the different parts. And what will this ecosystem look like in your vision in a few years from now?
Right, so it's a good question. You know, we've been product agency for 12 years. Then we launched an accelerator. In the middle of this year, we transformed to venture studio. And before the end of this year, we started thinking about VC fund. And I've decided to combine everything into ecosystem, and I called it the launch, because before that we were the launch company. Mm-hmm. And in the future, I believe that this ecosystem will include product agency, venture studio, accelerator, and VC fund. So we are going to do that with the one main goal: become suitable for all founders, and as I said before, provide as much value as we can. Mm-hmm. So if you are an early stage startup and you don't believe in yourself, you know, you don't have too ambitious to become a CEO, you can come to the venture studio. If you know that you are a startup on the growth stage and you got some traction with a no-code solution, you can come to the accelerator. Mm-hmm. And in 3-4 months, we will improve your product. And if you're a pretty mature startup and you know that you need just money, you can come to the VC fund. Mm-hmm. But anytime we will provide the full expertise that we can.
Sounds awesome. I look forward to being part of it and helping as much as I can. What are some of the missing pieces or people? You've already mentioned user acquisition, project analytics. What was the?
Product managers, growth marketers.
Okay. So you've already mentioned user acquisition, some other people. What are some of the missing pieces that we need to put into place to make this ecosystem quite successful? And the second part of that question is, what will that success look like? Are there certain metrics you're looking for? Because, you know, as a product agency, you know, we can look at revenue, we can look at profit, and it's a pretty simple equation. But when you're bringing in all these different units together, how are you going to know that it's working well?
So, as I said before, our main goal is to improve still improve our product management expertise and VC expertise. And how are we going to measure the success? I believe that after the first exit, we will realize that we play this game, and we will track in our return on investment and our venture rate of return. So I think exit is a key indicator of success.
Sure. Yeah. And I mean, we've already had one internal product that exited, one partner product that had a major exit this year. So yeah, we know how to do that.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. So what's coming up soon? I guess, what should founders who might be interested in either the accelerator or interested in getting funds from us, or maybe interested in the ProductLab? I'm not sure how that would work with external founders, but it's an option. What's coming up on the timeline soon, and what should people be on the lookout for?
In the near future, I believe that it will be at the end of this year, early next year, we are going to publicly announce our new website, paralect.studio. So, and all founders will have an opportunity to find more information about our venture studio, about our accelerator and VC fund, our requirements, our terms of cooperation, and other critical things. And for our employees, I can say that we are working on option pool program. And if in general, if you don't want to miss something, just follow our social networks and track the updates. So I think we'll publish everything.
For sure, we will. I'll make sure of it, yeah. And for anyone that sort of is looking to become a part of something like this, I know you were talking with me today about making a vacancy page. What are some of the opportunities that you have for people that, if they're qualified, that might be interested in?
Actually, for now, we have around 16 new opportunities in Paralect, but from my end, I can say that we are going to hire user acquisition manager, we are going to hire a new product manager with a proven track record of launch products, and we are going to hire someone like venture partner or managing partner, a guy from the VC background who knows everything about deal structuring, who knows all underwater rocks, and who know everything from how to build scouting process to how to do a due diligence.
So just keep an eye on join.paralect.com and keep an eye on all of those vacancies. And I'm looking forward to all these things that are coming up. And the accelerator program for founders that are interested in that will be next spring sometime. So we'll have applications open for that probably shortly after the new year, or something like that, right?
Yeah, maybe in early 2022.
Super. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the show and sharing your Friday evening with me, Pavel. It's been super informative to sort of get a higher level view and a detailed view of what Paralect is growing into. So, great job so far. Congrats on the accelerator launch, and thank you.
Thank you.
See y'all. Have a good weekend.